You know, in the background, so I got the bounce beat in the background so y'all can hear it. So
you do? Okay, perfect. So we perfect.
We're going to start this thing off right.
Okay. Let's do it.
So, guys, as you can see, we done started the show. Before we even get started, you see who's on the show. You guys see the Champagne Wives, one and only Champagne Wives in the building with Kelly and Nicole. We pouring up. All right. What we got over in Nicole?
Little Moet.
We got some Moet. I thought that was that Andre.
What is that?
Who's that? Who's he?
What is that? Never heard of it.
I thought it was that Andre.
Never heard of it.
What's the other one? Rose?
This is Rose.
It's like a $2 champagne.
I don't know. I never heard of it. Where you get it from?
I don't know.
Where you buy it from?
You get it from like Albertsons, and it's like the bottom shelf. Super bottom
no,
shelf.
I don't know. I don't look down. I don't look down there.
God, y'all crazy. So look, anyway, guys, look. Before we get started to the show, I like to give a shout out to my sponsors, 605 Beverages. It's cooling down now, but it's still you still do a martini, margarita, mix this with the infused cocktail. You know what it is. You guys who had it, you guys tasted it. This is the peach flavor. They have watermelon flavor out. I'm not drinking it right now because I'm on the detox, but as soon as that detox is over, I'll be right back. Shout out to you guys. I appreciate you guys for the sponsorship. The address is Drink ALP 6. Make sure you hit those guys up at 605 Beverages. Shout out to Red Coral Universe. Much love for the partnership for you guys. I thank you guys for partnering, putting us on different channels internationally. Much love for that.
Internationally now.
Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord.
Won't he do it?
That's right. So thank you guys for that partnership. We're going to do some great things in the future. So as you guys can see, we have some return guests.
Yeah, family. We're not no returning guests. We are family.
It is family.
Come
You're
on,
right.
stop playing.
That's right. That's
Stop
right.
playing.
Family. We got the Champagne Wives in here with Nicole and Kelly in the building. Last time they was on here, they was just starting, and now they're like super popular in the city. So how you guys doing, first of all? How you guys doing?
We're doing good. We're doing good. It's been a minute since we've been here back at the studio, but I mean, this is home. It's family, so we're just glad to be here.
Yeah.
So let me ask you guys this about the notoriety. You guys went from nothing.
Bitch, get out.
Not nothing.
Show over.
Why you say nothing?
You was a machine gun, Kelly.
Small
Come out.
beginning. Say that.
Okay,
Better
Small
stated.
beginning.
Yes.
So I said nothing.
I don't know. I don't even know the word to use.
Disgusting.
Just like very,
Disgusting.
very in my mousy voice.
So look. So you guys start off from small beginnings, and now you guys have somewhat notoriety. So how does that feel? Start going into starting something that you guys had a vision for.
Yeah.
And now you guys are actually doing it. So
Yeah.
tell me how you guys feel.
I mean, we feel really good. It's been maybe 2 years now since we've been doing
December will be 2 years.
December will be
Really?
not even 2 years yet. Yeah.
Wow.
And we've had so many things. We've hit so many milestones in like the 2 years or a little bit less that we've been doing this. And just to the thought that we came from like humble beginnings to where we are now, it's just amazing. Even just with the small stuff, like with the makeup, the glam, like everything. If you go back and look like 2 years ago to now, you're just like, oh wow, I can't believe like I had that on. Or I can't believe my makeup was done like that. It's just been it's been really cool to see the progress from like when we first started to like where we are now. And we're nowhere near where we want to be. Like we don't feel like we have come up at all because there's still a lot of work to be done. But we do appreciate the wins along the way.
Yeah, for sure. And I think I had the same conversation with somebody just about where we started versus where we are when we first got on camera and where we are today. It's like, who are these people? But it's also just around like the maturation of the conversations that we've had. We came in and we were in this very studio talking about, PWIs, HBCUs, and our respective experiences there, giving career advice, and we've transitioned into relationships. We've come out of that and focused a little bit more on like friendships and dynamics, and our conversations have really just showed some growth, and so really, really excited for what we've done and what we're looking to do.
Yeah, I like y'all content that y'all have. Of course, y'all know I'm one of those people that
Troll.
I'm a troller. I'm like,
are.
If you wanted to see the face of a troll in the dictionary,
Here he
there you
is.
go.
I've been dealing with this for like 20 years. He's been trolling me for
Look,
20 years.
because you know why? Because some of those individuals you guys, no, I can say that some topics that you guys talk about, I had to disagree with a lot of them.
It's okay.
And we're going to talk about some of those topics.
Why?
You know? Because you know why? Because I think that a lot of people that listen to me, listen to you guys, listen to other podcasts, they don't have a clear understanding on what they want. Right? They are influenced by what people say or what they think. So that's why I troll you guys, because you guys have good content, awesome content, but some of the things I disagree with.
That's fine.
That's fair?
I mean, it's fine.
That's fair.
But okay.
But it's healthy conversation.
It is healthy conversation,
Yeah.
and with the understanding of the fact that, like, you know me, so
Right.
you may disagree with what I am saying or what the conversation is, but at the end of the day, you're like, I know Kelly. She's a good person. That's my
Right.
dog. We go back 20 years.
20 years.
The difference between
Shout out
that
to
and like
20
some of
years.
the other people shout out to 20
It's a
years.
long ass time.
That's
bro.
a long time, baby.
Was that 2013?
We rocking until the wheels fall off.
2003?
Probably
No,
yeah.
longer than
Before
that.
that.
Before that.
Like yeah, when I went to
2000.
Southern University in
So, okay.
2000,
23
2001,
years.
2021. Yeah.
Okay.
So I was just saying
Long
20.
time.
I'm not counting the math because you know my math is
Not math in the day,
it's
right?
not it's never mathing. But you know, there's a difference between like disagreeing and like, you know, knowing us and then disagreeing and then making it personal. And I think that's been a challenge with what we've been doing. Whereas when people, specifically men, don't agree with us, they like to
Yes.
get really personal,
Personal.
and attack.
Mm.
And that's something different.
Really?
Well,
Yeah.
and that's, you know,
Really?
are we surprised?
Men, so men like attack y'all?
Yeah, there's this vitriol. They get really hateful.
These bitches.
That's
Ooh.
why they don't. I mean, they know. And
are they even married?
They
I'm
know
like,
nothing about us.
Yeah.
I mean, they assume that we're just old, haggard.
not even.
you
They don't even
know.
know our age.
But
though. They
like,
don't
but
even.
old maids that like can't find men, don't have a man, and you know, aren't accomplished, haven't done the things that they only hope that they can do in their lives. But I mean, that's not what we're here to share,
Right.
right? But yeah, I think that people look at what we put out in terms of content, come up with their own opinions, and they write their own stories,
Right.
and they are small-minded at times and don't realize that this is a 30 to 60-second clip
Right.
of a 45 to 50-minute conversation. And context is really important, but not
Yes.
everybody can think big bitch.
Yeah.
Ooh. So
And we're
that's-
not here to
yeah. But no, we want, because the thing is,
bash anybody.
it's clarification. A lot of people, like you said, a lot of people go into it and they look at a 60-second clip and he's like, okay, I'm going to judge the whole episode off of that 60-second
Yeah.
clip. Because you do say some controversial things.
Listen, and I know, Kelly, we're not here to bash anybody. I agree with that. But
But
but I am here to just make sure that
uplift and empower
yeah,
women.
that women are uplifted, that women feel empowered, that women know that they have a voice and they understand that that voice does matter. And I think when we have the men and the trolls, they're like classic examples as to why we need to do this even more.
Right.
Yeah.
And I will consistently set the record straight whenever I need to. And we're given platforms like this to do so. Did it on another pod. We'll do it on the next pod, because we've had some clips that folks have gotten really, really personal and nasty
Yeah.
on. And it's like,
Like, why even?
why? Like, who are you?
Right.
I
Say it, sis.
want to cheers. I ain't got nothing to cheers.
You don't have nothing.
Detox.
You're on a
I'm-
detox.
I'm on
water?
a detox. I'm detoxing, but I want to kind of talk about that, you know. And it's not necessarily you guys, but just our culture, our culture in general. You know, people in our demographic, people in our culture, people in our race. I was having a conversation with someone. This was probably 2 weeks ago, and it was a sister, and something inside of me got so like mad and upset. Right? It was about like I can't tell you exactly what it was, but it was one of those topics that like I don't know, it just made me upset. So I was like, and I asked her, she needed to apologize for that, you know, the comment that was made.
You
or
asked
whatever.
her to apologize
Yeah,
for her comment?
Yes, because it wasn't one of those
Did
statements.
she make it against you?
No, it wasn't against me. It was against men.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So, but I'm a man.
So what did she say?
So it applied.
So we was talking about marriages, and I said something to the degree of most marriages that end in divorced because of most people aren't accountable. I said, but a lot of, and I didn't want to put a color on it, but I had to because I was talking to a sister. I said, and most black women are not accountable.
Oh.
Right? So I want to ask you guys that. I'm not going to say black women because that's going to be like a,
polarizing.
Yeah. It's going to be about our culture. Do you think a lot of people in our culture, male and female, are not accountable?
I mean, I think a lot of people in all cultures are not accountable. I don't think it's specific to a race, but that is what we talk about on our show. We talk about the accountability piece.
Yeah.
We talk about, not only, desiring and expecting that you are with someone who is healed and who is doing their own work on themselves, but that we also do the work on ourselves as women, as women too. And so I think, that is just a main topic of conversation of something that we like to talk about. We like to discuss. We speak from it. We speak to it from a personal perspective because we've done the work on ourselves. And I mean we're still a work in progress. I'm not saying that like we're perfect. We're not, but we're just one of the main points of our show is just to talk about how our experiences. And how our lives have just kind of made us to be who we are and the things that we learned from that. And it's extremely hard to do that work. It's extremely hard to take a look at yourself and be like, you know what,
Yes.
I'm not as perfect as I think I am.
Right.
These are some things that I need to work on, and just depending on your circumstances and, how you're raised, where you're from, some people have more work to do than others, but that's extremely difficult.
Yeah. And I've seen women of all races fail to hold themselves accountable. Black, white, Hispanic. I mean, the world of work that we do in HR allows us to deal with a cross section of America. And so, yes, it could be Asian, Black, white, Hispanic,
Across
fill
the
out a
board.
bubble, right?
Yeah.
And if you don't have the ability to exercise high levels of self-awareness and be reflective and then be willing to do the work based on those things that you learn, race, regardless of race, that's going to be an opportunity.
But you said, both of y'all said something key. I don't know if you guys caught it. Y'all use this term, doing the work. So a lot of people never, you said another word, self-awareness. A lot of people are not self-aware of nothing.
Yeah.
That's why they could look at our podcast, your podcast, and judge, or men come at you guys
Or
different
get upset by something that we've
because
said.
they're not self-aware. So when a person is not self-aware, they're not understanding what you guys are saying about the work, right? The journey of healing, stuff like that. Because you can tell, I can tell if a person is on a journey of healing the way they converse,
Right.
right? The way they talk,
Yeah.
versus somebody just saying stuff just to say stuff and it doesn't resonate.
Right.
But a lot of people aren't self-aware, so the information that you guys are displaying, they be like,
Yeah.
okay, this is what I think on it.
No, this is who I am, right?
Right.
This is me. Love it or leave it. And I want to be clear about like what the work actually is, and it could be like a variety of different things. I mean, I've tried a variety of things. I mean, prayer, religion. I mean, therapy, books, reading more. Obviously, just having great friends and accountability partners who are going to be honest with you and hold you accountable when you're tripping. So there are a bunch of different ways in which you can kind of do the self-assessment and work on yourself. So I just wanted to put that out there too, because I know we always say work and people and we talk about it on our show as well, but we want to define what the work actually is.
Yeah.
And I'll even go just a little bit more specific because I think all of those things in concert, absolutely, that's yours, are really essential to helping you improve your self-awareness, your emotional intelligence. But I would also say, if I had to dive deep on like one, shadow work is really important too, because that helps you understand the whys behind a lot of your reactions. So once you realize that you might be a part of the problem, asking yourself, why am I the problem, or why is this a problem? Shadow work is something that I really do.
But
really
that's good.
do stand behind.
But what is shadow work? Because a lot of people don't know what that is.
Yeah, I'm not an expert on it, but I'll just give you, as we say, like these are our opinions, but I'll give you just my understanding of it. But shadow work really is taking a look at the things that and the experiences that you had as a child or as a young adult that may impact or influence the way in which you react, you feel, and you show up in the world today, right? And it's kind of like your ego's subconscious, as I understand it.
So that's good. That's good. Y'all gave me some lessons. I like that. I didn't know the Champagne Wives get deep like that. Hey,
Play with us.
Make sure y'all tune
Play
into the
with
Champagne
us.
Stick with
Wives,
us, baby.
y'all.
Right. We're going to the top, baby.
So I know you guys talk about relationships a lot, right? A little bit.
A little bit.
I want to get into that because I heard something from Michael Todd today on the Breakfast Club. I'm pretty sure you guys heard that too. Well,
Listen, we were booked and busy today. Our job,
Like,
our real
booked
jobs
and
had us
busy.
working.
I am here. I was like putting this makeup on, like, oh, Lord, these bags under my eyes. So I didn't hear it.
So I
But
was not plugged into the socials.
And that was
what did
not-
we miss? What did we miss today?
So Michael Todd was on the Breakfast Club, and basically Charlamagne was asking about his relationship with his wife,
who is Michael Todd?
the pastor, the guy.
Of what church?
I don't know the church. He's in L.A.
Okay.
But he's like one of those Instagram pastors.
Okay.
That's what I call him. But he's good. He's good. But he said something to the point of, and he really related to women.
Mm-hmm.
He said women need to rip up their list. So everybody has this list.
Yeah.
Everybody has this list, right?
Mm-hmm.
He said I think women need to rip up the list because at the end of the day, they're still single. With the list or without the list, they're still single. So the list, what's the purpose of the list?
I want men to stop telling women what we should and should not do.
I
Like,
do too.
mind your black-owned business.
I
That's a
mean-
lot of business for men to get into out there without them having to tell women how to live and desire to live our lives. And, we just had a conversation here, if you don't mind me sharing.
Let's talk about it.
Okay.
We here. We just call this thing. Let's do it.
So-
Enough. Already enough.
I will never, ever tell women to subscribe to lowering your standards, throwing away your list, or not having, an expectation of getting all the things that you want. It's out there. It's available. And, I just think that men need to stay in men's places. I think it's very
Stay out of women's
stay out of
business.
women's business. I think it's very convenient for a man to say, throw away your list.
Okay.
At all.
I don't subscribe to it either. And I think if women threw their lists away, there would be more women settling than there are today. And I think
What does that mean?
that just means that women would be accepting anything and everything. And more women would be accepting anything and everything. And I think that it is important for women to understand their worth, understand their value, and not just be willing to say yes to anything that comes along. Women, and I know women across all races, but black women in particular, there's a lot that we shoulder, there's a lot that we bear, and there's a lot of intention to be successful and to break generational curses. And I think both black men and black women do that, but I feel like black women, if just statistically, because there's more of us in society, feel more inclined to make sure that we do that we create situations for the generations after us to be better than we were or than our parents were. And you can't do that if you don't have standards and you don't have expectations.
So I'm asking a question, guys. All right.
Yeah.
So I'm asking a question. First question. It's two questions actually. It's two questions. What is the purpose of the list? Because I'm a man. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Well, first let me say this before I even get into that. As a man that's from the outside looking in, I never want to judge or look at a woman's situation in that way because I have no idea. That would be unfair to the woman because I'm not a woman and I don't know how a woman feels. I don't know how she reacts, how she interacts. I don't know how they love. I don't know. So that's why I ask these questions.
Yeah.
Especially for men because a lot of men that's in situations or married, they want to know, but they don't know how to ask. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna ask for those men.
Okay.
What's the purpose of the list, right? And if you get anything on this list, or if you don't get everything on that list, is that a deal breaker?
And so that's what I was saying. So I think, first of all, men, you should have your own list. Okay, let's start there. Like, you
Men
know,
should have a list? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
men should have create your own list of the things that you want, right?
We just
like,
want ass and tits. That's all we want.
exactly. So
And
men
that-
are like
and
really.
that's why we have the problem we have.
Exactly.
Y'all
like,
don't want no
he-
substance.
Here we go. Don't want no substance. Exactly. But if you want,
But you
know,
don't listen to me.
exactly, you want, you know, a woman who is going to be nurturing and
Okay.
someone you can talk to, someone who has like a calm personality. You know, you manifest what you want to. Like, nobody's saying that men cannot do this. Let's be very clear. And again, back to, you know, does a person have to have everything on the list? Absolutely not. Some things are negotiable, but you have to have some hard stops, right? There has to be some things where you are just not, some things that you're just not going to play about. And so, again, going back to what I said, no one is perfect. You know, I'm not perfect. Nicole's not perfect. You're absolutely not perfect.
We know
Just
that's
joking.
right.
I'm like 90%. That's my
You-
ego.
Close, very
That's my
close.
ego.
That's your ego talking.
That's my ego talk about
The ego
90%.
talking. But yeah, you know,
Hated it.
God, it's so funny. That's so funny. Y'all so silly.
Hated it.
Y'all so silly.
Can't stand
Y'all
that.
so silly. But
So it's okay to make a list. We don't need a project plan. We don't need a Gantt chart or anything like
Yeah.
that. But we absolutely need to make sure that we stay focused because there's a lot of distraction.
Yeah.
When you start, there's not as much distraction in the world of work, but when you start getting outside into the world of life and the world of play, there's a lot to be distracted by. And you can make decisions that are not rooted in the right energy in the right place. And so having that list just kind of keeps your thoughts organized. It allows you to stay grounded. It's a little bit of an anchor to revisit if you need to.
and
Just
it's
to
a
make sure.
manifestation.
Yeah, and it's a manifestation.
Yeah.
I mean, if you keep revisiting that list, we always say the power of, power of
Manifestation, putting
and
it out there.
visualizing. So,
Yeah.
That's I like that. I'm glad you guys clarified that for that list because I never understood what was this list for. I'm like,
But I agree with Kelly. Men should have a list too.
Yeah.
This
Okay.
is not just something that should be unique to women. Men should have a list, and I feel like if men had a list, they would still operate as the hunters that they are, but they would hunt intentionally.
Yeah.
They wouldn't just, shoot randomly into the crowd and see
Yeah.
what lands. They would hunt intentionally. And I think culturally, we would see the caliber of women
okay,
elevate, right? Because, and I'm
That's right, because we would be held to a higher
we'd be
standard.
held to a higher standard.
Yeah.
And I've said this before, and agree or disagree, but men are a lot smarter than I think we give them credit for when it comes to identifying and selecting people and partners that they want to be with. And so, if they actually spent more time using this head versus the other head,
right?
when looking for a partner and identifying a long-term partnership, I think we'd be in a little bit of a better place as a society.
Yeah.
I think as a man, and I'm learning this as I go, that I learn how to journal, right? And that's just me wanting to do it myself. I was like, okay, I hear women talk about they journal all the time, journal. I'm like, what they writing down? Until I started doing it, and like you said, now we became intentional. What I want, you know what I'm saying? What I want to do for myself, not
Right.
for everybody else, but for myself.
Yeah.
So that'd be good. I think I should do a survey on that. How many men actually journal? Do a
Do a
Instagram
survey.
Should
I
do a
love that. I
survey.
love that for you.
That would be good, right?
Yeah.
So now, moving right along, we're just going to segue this conversation. into
Okay, let's
something
just jump
quick,
right on
Okay.
into
right?
it.
So I want to know.
I thought we were wrapping it up.
Right.
We got a couple of more minutes. Nicole trying to get out of here. Well, look, we got a
Sorry.
couple more minutes. So we know we haven't seen you guys in a long time.
I know,
So we
I
want
know.
to talk
We
to
missed
you
you
guys.
too,
We
Adam.
miss you guys. You know what I'm saying?
missed you
See,
too.
that's my vulnerable side right there. talking.
Love it.
So, you know what I'm saying? I miss you
That's
guys.
that journaling. Yeah, that's the journaling coming out.
So let me ask you guys this. I know, have you guys got a chance to read or look at Worthy yet?
By
Oh,
Jada.
no.
Jada book.
No.
Y'all haven't. So yeah, but y'all been hearing the
We've
news.
gotten the snippets.
Right? So why? I'm trying to figure out why are a lot of people like upset with Jada for her exposing? Not even exposing. That's the wrong word. For sharing what she and the Will are going through. Why everybody upset with her? Everybody kept saying, I'm tired of this. Why she doing this?
Yeah.
She wants attention. I'm like, the woman is telling her truth.
It's the hypocrisy of it all. And I think the
Yeah.
good sis Kelly said it really well on our last episode. It's just the hypocrisy of it all. Like, for years, she has been projecting a certain personality and that is healed and evolved and operating in more of like a teacher space.
Yeah.
And the reality is that she's a student just like the rest of us.
Yeah.
And puts her pants on one leg at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
that relationship was a mess.
And and so like, let's call a thing a thing.
Right.
The first part of admitting that you have a problem is admitting that you have a problem.
Yeah.
Correct.
And so for us, it's just we've seen so much transpire. Like, their relationship has been. We know more about that relationship in Hollywood than we know about a lot of other relationships. And I don't know if it's because, like, it's a black couple and, like, as a community, we're just like, damn, like, we don't really get to that level of success. And then you have it and your shit is just a mess, right? Like, I think, we had hopes. We had high hopes for this couple. And to have that level of hypocrisy coupled with a little bit of, I'd say, emotional disappointment, it's just like, enough. Enough. I'm good.
Yeah. And I think she's the only one that's talking. Like, Will spoke through his book and his memoir, and he was like, read it. He did a few interviews, and then that was it.
Right.
Jada has been talking, and albeit she was ousted by August Alsina, I don't think she wanted this to come out. Like, she was just kind of like thrust into this conversation because somebody else shared their experience. This whole time she should have been talking from a student perspective and not a teacher perspective. And I think, her conversations were just so like, I'm so evolved. This is what I've learned. This is what I've evolved too. But it's taken them 7 years. They've been separated 7 years and they still haven't been able to figure out a way to maintain the romance and be together in their relationship. So they're still learning as well. So I just think the dishonesty is what people are put off by.
What caught my attention, I seen her on Jay Shetty podcast. And Jay Shetty is a guy that talks about mental health, healing a lot, and she really opened up about the mental side of mental healing side of it in the journey, and that caught my attention. And she kind of really broke it down. She had the time to break it down exactly from the beginning with Tupac all the way to this point, and how she stated that her and Will are life partners. They might not be married, they might not live in the same house, but they're gonna forever be life partners. So. I think it's dope, but I don't know why everybody's mad at them. But
I think it's dope, and if you're gonna be life partners, then be life partners. But it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to fool everybody else to think that you're married and that you have this blessed union. It's very disingenuous, and I think the only person who really is ending up being a victim here is Will, and like that to me just seems really selfish. So
I get it. I get it. So. I know you guys have to run, and but I wanted.
You had more topics.
I have a lot more topics, but but I still got some information that I want to put out. But I want to ask you guys this: lessons learned. Like, since you guys started the podcast, what are some lessons that you guys learned going forward?
Some lessons that we've learned. I think.
I didn't want to get too heavy too late. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
Don't start crying either. Don't do that.
I will not cry.
I got some 605 for you start crying.
Some lessons that I learned. I think that the journey is harder than I expected it to be. I didn't realize, and I think a lot of people just don't realize how difficult it is to be a podcaster. And, we came into it with just an idea on a whim. We reached out to you. Thankfully, we had people with the knowledge and the resources that were able to help get us started. But I just did not realize the amount of work and dedication and push through that we'd have to have just to kind of keep it going. But it's definitely something that we are passionate about. It's our passion project, and we'll keep doing it.
I couldn't agree more on that one. I thought, we're just gonna come and just chit chat about shit on the mics and drink champagne. But there's so much more that goes into it. And then I would say just for me, it's the dynamic, the friendship, right? And like working with a friend and making sure that at the end of the day, the friendship stays as, as a priority. And all this is great, but at the end of the day, for us, like the friendship is the most important thing in this, and making sure that we don't allow or don't have the podcast be the end of the friendship. Right. That has been a huge lesson learned for me, because as you know, when we've sat here and shared, like, this was a fast friendship. This is a pandemic friendship that we've gone through a lot together in a very compressed amount of time. And so we are still learning a lot about each other. There are things she tells me, it's like I feel like I know almost everything about her, but then there's things that she tells me, I'm like, oh, I didn't know that about you. Yeah. Right. So just making sure that we grow in friendship as well as grow as business partners has been, a wonderful learning experience, and continues to be a great learning lesson as well.
That's awesome. You know what? While y'all was talking, I wanted to ask y'all this, and it just popped in my head. The word that popped in my head was transitions. Transition. You're in a transition in your life. And how long you been married?
11 years.
11 years. I'm pretty sure you had a lot of transitions in that 11 years.
Oh, a lot.
So
plenty.
As a Champagne wife, right, speaking to your viewers, speaking to the women, going through transitions, what are your support systems, or how do you get over whatever you can't, how do you overcome what you're going through? You're going through a divorce. That's a major transaction, right? Transition. So being married to single back in these streets with these.
I'm not in these streets.
Not these streets, child.
We're not. This is not.
Adam.
Rephrase the question, my guy.
Well, let's say you're not in the streets. You're not in the streets, but you're dating.
Yeah.
You're dating. So I'm saying they got vultures out here in these streets.
Not vultures.
Not you. I'm just saying a minute.
The streets, child. When you're not in the streets, you don't get picked on by the vultures.
Right.
Vultures don't bother you when you're not in the streets.
Bother you when you ain't laid out.
You ain't in the streets,
dead,
child.
right?
You're right. You're dead in the streets,
That's
child.
my story, my guy.
That's all right.
So let's talk about transitions. How do you guys handle transitions as a Champagne wife?
I think our perspectives are a lot different. For me, I think, what has helped during like our transitions is the fact that, there are two people, me and my husband are two people that truly just love each other and want to be together. And I think at the end of the day, if you have an agreement with your partner that you all want to be together and you all are going to do the work individually and together to make the relationship work, then there's nothing that should be able to, drive you apart. And so I am not saying that it's easy, because it's not easy. But at the end of the day, like, I want my man and my man want me. And like, we're going to do what we got to do to make sure that it works. And we here for these kids, and we raise these kids, and to take accountability for how you're showing up in the relationship and the things that you can work on to help alter the state of the relationship.
Hallelujah.
Right?
Hallelujah.
And so it takes time.
With my shout music. I ain't got my
Wait,
shout music.
you ain't got your praise music,
Yeah.
your worship music.
Oh, wow. So therapy. Therapy's a big one. Faith is another one. A couple of mantras that I have really just followed is I'm choosing to walk in faith and not fear. And
I got that on my desk, actually.
Yeah.
That same
Oh, you
quote.
do?
I choose to walk in faith, not fear.
Yeah. Okay. I thought I made that up, but okay. And then just
Nicole original.
Right, I thought it was. I'm about to trademark that shit. But then I'm also just choosing bravery, because there's a lot that when you do go through the transition that I'm going through, where you have all of the stability, then all of a sudden you have none of the stability, or not as much, because we'll never be in a position where we don't have any stability. Less stability. Yeah, it's choosing to not. It's choosing to just be brave and to trust yourself. I feel like I have become a stronger individual in the last 12 to 18 months than stronger than I thought I could be, to be honest, and more resilient than I thought I could be. And so faith, therapy, friendships, right? I'm sorry, I love you. This one, has been a huge supporter and rock for me, and a sounding board instead of ears, and I will be forever indebted to you for that. So thank you.
Same. The feeling is mutual.
Thank you, everybody. Come on. Group us.
Be quiet, Adam.
Yeah, I mean, the transition is hard, but the one thing that we always say on our podcast is the only thing that's constant is change. And I really do believe that you need transition in order to turn into a better version of who you are.
Right.
And whether it's you as an individual or you as a married couple,
Facts.
you need the transition so that you can shed the dead skin and grow.
Yeah.
And I also say that pressure makes diamonds, bitch. So, let's bring on the pressure so that we have an opportunity to shine bright and to be the best version of ourselves. And so, for me, it's really about mindset.
Okay.
It's really about mindset, and it's really about just dialing into faith, friendships, and therapy.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. Look.
You miss us.
Are you shedding a thug tears, Adam? Do you want us to come back every week
You
and
do.
or
Should we
once
make
a month?
this a thing?
Yeah,
So,
once a
look.
month and have a conversation with you, Adam.
If y'all come back, it's gonna be some juicy topics. Though.
This
It's
felt
gonna
like
be-
therapy.
This is
for
not
Adam,
juicy.
feel
I
like.
think this was therapeutic for Adam.
It was. It was very therapeutic. But I enjoy that because the thing is, I want people in our culture to see that women do get along.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Women do get along. Women can converse and can communicate effectively. And women can have self-accountability, self-love, self-awareness, everything like that.
Yeah.
Versus the narrative that's out there, booty hole brown and all that crazy shit.
Oh, no. We're busting down stereotypes one episode at a time.
I don't even have anything to say about that. Normally, I'm not speechless, but I'm like, man. I ain't got no words for that. Oh, yeah, we like to dispel myths, and so
That's good.
anytime that we can do that, episode by episode, we will.
I'm glad you guys grew. You guys are growing as you guys come together and communicate to the public, also communicating with yourselves. That's a beautiful thing. So we got to get out of here, guys. We got to pay some bills.
Okay.
And I have some tequila I got to go drink.
You said you wanted to detox.
It's a certain hour. It's certain hours
Oh, so that's a fast. That ain't a detox, my boy. That's a fast.
That's a fact.
That's a fast.
of the day. I'm fasting for between
Okay.
these
Yes.
hours. So my traditional happy hours are my detox hours.
Oh, okay.
So
So we recorded too early. Is that what you said?
hey,
So now
it's time to drink.
you can drink.
Okay.
Oh,
Yes.
Lord,
Yes.
help him. Help
So
him.
anyway, guys, before we get out of here, I want you guys to give you guys information. How can they find you guys, and what to look forward to the next episode?
Well, okay, so I'll take the end of that because you're usually like our plugger.
Right.
So we are at the end of season 5. We actually have one episode left, and it's just going to be like a really fun episode just centered around our friendship. And so, like Nicole said, like it's been a learning experience for the both of us, and we're not perfect in our friendship by no means. We disagree, we fight, we argue, but we love on each other hard.
Yeah.
And so the last episode of our season, the 5th season, will just be a fun episode about our friendship. So tune in. It should be a lot of laughs because we kiki hard.
Real bad.
We real bad.
Yeah, and if you want to follow us, a lot of places you can. Instagram, Champagne Wives, TikTok, Champagne Wives, Facebook, Champagne Wives, and there might be a podcast in there. But just if you type in Champagne Wives, you'll find us. And then Champagne Wives at gmail.com if you want to engage with us. But yeah, we have a lot of fun on the socials. A lot of content from our episodes are on the socials, and it's a great way that we're able to engage with our listeners and our followers. So yeah, be sure to check us out there.
Before we leave, Nicole, give me 3 things that you want in a man. 3 things. So the viewers, 3 things. Quick, 3 things that you want in a man.
Faith, right?
Okay.
So
Spirituality.
Faith.
Okay.
God-fearing, God-loving.
Okay.
And then financial stability.
Okay, but I say money is in there.
Yeah, financial stability.
All right, you gotta have that cake. All right.
Bread.
Adam, be quiet.
And then, but I'd also say emotional intelligence, ability to communicate effectively.
That's 4. I said 3.
I know.
You're
Just,
going on
but,
and
like,
on.
Just
Okay.
the ability to be in tune with how they feel, right? And I don't need you to be soft because that's my job. But like, I do need you to be able to articulate and communicate how you feel, especially when you're not happy, so that we can work towards a solve. So yeah, I'd say those are the kind of top 3, top 4. There's more, but
I can tell there's more. But now, guys, you can
That's
see
the error prayer. How the Nicole prayer.
as you can see that Nicole has the 3 top priorities on her list. So if you guys out there in Houston, make sure you get out of
no, we good.
We good over here, Adam.
You never know. You never know.
Adam,
Look,
this is not that plug.
What's this? Your Boaz.
The plug
Your
that we're
Boaz
looking for.
might be out there.
No, we're good. Thank you, though.
Keep your vultures
Yeah, keep your mouth to
flying
yourself.
by, child.
Listen,
We
we
just
good.
not. No, there's nothing to eat over here.
At all.
Guys, look, I appreciate you guys tuning in. This is Coach the Street Podcast, your boy DJ KO. We had a great conversation, man. Look, make sure you hit the girls up at Champagne Wives. They have some awesome content over there. There's some great things over there. And y'all going into season 5 or y'all ending season 5?
We're ending season
So
5.
at the beginning of season 6, we need Nicole with a man. I'm just saying.
Adam.
I'm just saying.
You know,
The train was on the track.
Exactly.
The train was on the tracks until just now.
He was doing good.
That's what they got him
He was
gonna
doing
do.
good.
Cross boundaries, in case you were ever wondering.
He was doing good. It just all fell
I
apart.
think we'll be just fine.
Look,
She's
guys,
good over here.
But look, I appreciate you guys. I really do. I appreciate you guys for coming on and the how can I say this? The enduring of the maturity that you guys shared on camera, right? And the transparency on camera. So let's give a hand clap for that. Come on.
Thank you, Adam. Well, of course, we always appreciate you,
Yes.
our teacher, my brother, my friend, now our friend. You know, you really helped to get us started, drop golden nuggets, and just did whatever you could do to assist us. And you're still there for us. And so we appreciate you as well, my brother.
Oh, thank you.
Absolutely.
Praise God. Guys, we got to get out of here, man. Look. Guys, we got to get out of here. So, look, shout out to 605 one more time. My sponsor, shout out to Red Coral Universe. Y'all know who we are. We at Coast to Distinct. I am DJ KO. I love you guys. And remember, you can't do nothing about it. Peace out. I love you guys. This is Sign Out.
Bye.